Good evening, everyone. We are going to talk about the significance of blood group heredity. First of all, let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Ankit Sharma, and I'm a PhD scholar, and I have got an experience of 4 years and in civil engineering. But I'm also in this time I'm teaching some students of class 10th science and maths so that I can earn my living. So basically we are dealing with the chapter immunity and blood group. So the topic is significance of blood group heredity. Heredity. So what do we mean by heredity? Heredity is completely based on genes. Heredity is completely based on genes. So there are many blood types which are found in humans. They are addressed as ABO blood group system. So there are several blood groups which have been assigned for the humans. So how the blood groups are assigned? Blood groups are based on the coordination of three alleles. What are these three alleles? These three alleles are the part of the same gene and are represented by IA, IB and I0 and small I. So these are the four notations that we use to describe these three alleles. The antigen A and antigen B found on the surface of the red blood corpuscles are product of allele IA and IB respectively. Now first let me clear what do we mean by antigen. Any questions if you have, you can raise your hand. So what do you mean by antigen? Antigen, whenever the body is being attacked by some pathogens. Pathogens are disease causing microorganisms. So whenever the body is being attacked by some pathogens, the antigens respond to it. The antigen respond to it and they fight against it. So those fighting antigens are known as antigens. So the I0 and I alleles are recessive and are not involved in the production of any blood antigen. So there are four types of alleles that I have discussed: IA, IB, I0 and I. So these four alleles are there, and out of these four alleles, I0 and I are recessive and are not involved in any blood antigen. The expression of blood group in a person is dependent on the interaction between any two alleles. Based on the presence of type of alleles, 6 gene formats of the blood are found in humans. So based on these alleles, thus there are 6 gene formats which are found in the humans. You all must be saying that what kind of genes that this person possesses, what kind of gene this man possesses, what kind of gene that this lady possesses. So there are different types of genes. Out of those different types of genes, we have categorized 6 genes, 6 gene types, and those 6 gene types are given in the table as below. Based on the presence of type of alleles, 6 gene formats of the blood are found in humans. So what are those 6 gene formats? O blood group is a result of homozygous recessive gene interaction. These genes show Mendelian inheritance. The Mendelian process is being shown by these genes. Genotype of blood groups. What is the genotype of blood groups? So there are 4 types of blood groups: A, B, AB and O. A, B, AB and O. Okay. So what is the genotype of A? There are 2 sets of genotypes of A. One is IA and IA negative, Ia and small I, and the blood type of genotype of blood type B is IB, and IB uh, and IB and I. Blood type of genotype AB is IA and IB. Now, blood type of genotype O is I and I. So these are the four blood types, and these are the these are the different genotypes of these four blood types. There are many applications of blood group inheritance. It is mostly used to solve the paternal disputes in carrying out successful blood transfusions. So, what is blood transfusion? I ask you this question. What do you mean by blood transfusion? I have explained this topic to you just in the last class.
Yeah.
Please explain me what is blood transfusion.
Transfer of human blood into the patient and another body is called blood transfusion.
Yeah, that's a pretty right answer. But do we also consider blood transfusion as the transfer of blood from a human to an animal?
Human to, yeah. We can transfer human blood into the animals, but animal blood is not. I can't. No. Can you explain, sir?
Blood transfusion was done earlier when the animal blood was transferred to humans, but due to the mismatching of the Rh antigens found in the blood, Rh, the mismatching of that, what happened was it was prohibited, as I explained you.
Yeah.
It was prohibited. But now blood transfusion is done between human to human. Okay.
Yeah.
In these conditions, as per Mendel's law of inheritance, the child can have the following possible blood groups. It is clear from the figure 4.3 that it is the couple one who could produce a baby of B blood group, and they are the actual parents of this child. In the similar way, knowledge of genetic inheritance is very important for successful blood transfusion and the treatment of the hereditary diseases. Now, the determination of paternity by blood group inheritance, organ donation and blood body donation. So, what is the difference between the organ donation and body donation? Donation of a tissue or an organ to another person by a living or dead person is called organ donation. As I have explained you in the earlier classes, that whenever we donate the body organs, we have to go to we have to go to what you call the office or the government office, which is the medical sciences, office of medical sciences or whatever, where we have to register. You have to do the registration process, and after doing the registration process, we have to do a lot of formalities. So, but after doing that formalities, it is ensured that we will be donating these organs after our deaths. So this is the process of organ donation, and we can also donate the complete body. We can also donate the body. So body donation can also be there. So this is a very important fact that out of the complete body donation, 50 needy people can be helped from an inanimate body. If you donate your body, 50 people can be helped out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's very, very useful for others. If you really care for a person, if you are a philanthropist, you can really donate your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the importance of organ and body donation. Importance of organ and body donation. This is not a big issue. I mean, it's very clear that if you are donating your organs and bodies, you're going to be getting a lot of good. A good name will be attached towards your name, and there are a lot of data that is given in this paragraph, and you can easily learn these data. Because what is given in this paragraph is that there is a need to donate nearly 2 lakh kidneys every year in India, while availability is only 7,000 to 8,000 per year. So what is the need? There is a need to donate 2 lakh kidneys in a year in India, but the availability is only 7,000 to 8,000. So you can understand the deficiency of kidneys which India is facing at this point of time. Similarly, every year around 50,000 people live in the hope of heart transplantation, but availability of heart in India is only 10 to 15. Now, this is a disastrous number because every year around 50,000 people live in the hope of heart transplantation. Around 50,000 people live in the hope of heart transplantation, and only 10 to 15 heart have been transplanted in the whole year. On the whole year, only 10 to 15 hearts are being transplanted. So, which is a very depressing figure. In India, about 50,000 livers are required every year for transplantation in India, but only 700 people get this opportunity. So 50,000 livers are being transplanted in India every year, and only 700 people get this opportunity to transplant their livers. So, which is a very small number. So India needs to work on it. And I mean, we, not India, we need to work on it. We need to work on it. We need to work collectively on it. We need to really decide how to bring people towards this beautiful cause. So we have to collect the people. We have to bring the people towards this generous cause, which is being given by the society. So, like organ donation, body donation is such a charity which is absolutely essential for the society. Organ donation is essential for two major reasons. The organs can be obtained from the dead body and transplanted in the needy. Often the organ donation is carried out from a brain of dead person. In such cases, the brain of the concerned person ceases to function, but other parts of the body remains functional. Organs like heart, liver, kidney and others can be obtained from these dead persons and can be implanted in the needy individuals. However, statistics shows that only 1% out of 1,000 dies in such a way, which is also called brain dead. So what happens when the person is brain dead? A brain dead person is a person whose all neurons are dead. All neurons are dead cells. So that person is known as a brain dead person. So within 6 to 8 hours of death, the body can be used for eye donation. So of a brain dead person, within 5 to 6 hours, the body can be used for eye donation. To become a best doctor, the medical students need to get training on the dead bodies. So medical students need to get training on dead bodies, how to control dead bodies, how to manage dead bodies, how to use dead bodies in the right and the proper way has to be decided by the medical institutions, the bigger institutions like All India Institute of Medical Sciences and many other institutes. So I think they can decide that how they have to treat the dead bodies, how they have to make the students learn, the young students who are in their first year, second year of the batch, how they can learn to treat the dead bodies. Well, if anything wrong, if you are taking it on your personal ego, then I'm completely sorry, मैं क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ. लेकिन मेरे दिमाग में जो नॉलेज है, उस नॉलेज के मद्देनज़र रखते हुए मैं ये बात बोल रहा हूँ. तो अगर आपको लग रहा है कि सिविल इंजीनियर क्या बताएगा कि मेडिकल साइंसेस को किस तरह से फंक्शनिंग होनी चाहिए, बट सिविल इंजीनियर ऑल्सो हैज़ अ डिफरेंट थॉट ऑफ अ ब्रेन. सो इफ ही गिव्स यू एन आइडिया, डोंट रिजेक्ट इट, also take this idea, it might be helpful for you. So in this outbreak, this pandemic, I'm teaching this topic. This is just a class 10 topic. I can teach class 10, so I think I'm teaching it. So but a civil engineer can also give good knowledge about the perspective. The perspective is the thinking is different, but the motive is same. That's what I wanted to say. The thinking is different, but the motive is same. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So that's how civil engineers are like, mystery. Mystery. Civil engineers are like mysteries. Mystery means masons. So we are like masons. But we also have brains. We are first humans, then masons. So I think if we give you any advice, I think you should not reject it. Otherwise it's your choice. Completely your choice. It is a matter of great disappointment that due to the ancient conservative beliefs, the number of organ donors in India is 0.8 per 10 lakhs individuals, whereas in developed countries it is 10 to 30. In such a situation, we must realize and understand the importance of organ donation and body donation and help those whose life is very annoying in the absence of some organ. We should come forward for this noble cause and motivate society for this virtuous human work. We should seek help from saints, teachers, intellectuals, and other prominent persons of the society to overcome the superstitions prevailing in the society and to educate people for this sacred task with an ultimate aim of providing benefit to the needy people. For this purpose, the Government of India every year celebrates August 13th as the Organ Donation Day. So, what you have to remember? You have to remember that August 13 is celebrated as the Organ Donation Day. What is the date?
August 13.
August 13. And what is August 15?
August 15, Swatantrata Divas.
Yeah, thank God you remember. Many eminent persons of the society have come forward for this noble act. Captain Lakshmi Sehgal, who was involved in the freedom fight with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, donated cornea at the age of 90 years and filled light in the life of two people. Recently, as per his wish, the family members of the famous author Dr. Vishnu Prabhakar donated his body after his death. The bodies of the former Chief Minister of West Bengal, Shri Jyoti Basu, the renowned social worker, Shri Nana Deshmukh, and some other eminent persons were also donated after their death as per their wish. Sadhvi Rita Ambara and cricketer Gautam Gambhir have also announced to donate their bodies after death. Such persons are real saints in true sense and are flag bearers of this revolutionary idea. All of us should realize our duty to donate blood, organ, and body after health so that this sanctified work our needy brothers and sisters can live a comfortable and graceful life. Who can do organ and body donation? Any person, regardless of religion, race, or gender, can donate his organ or body. Persons less than 18 years of age essentially require the consent of their parents or legal guardians. So, persons who are lesser than the age of 18 require the consent of their parents or legal guardians. The donor should provide written consent in the presence of two witnesses during his lifetime. So, donor has to provide two written consents of witnesses. The two witnesses. He has to generate two witnesses. If it has not been done before death, then the right of organ and body donation lies with the person who has the legitimate authority of the body. Organ and body donation in India is legally valid. So this was our chapter.
Then
If the person is below 18 years, he has to take consent of his parents, and whenever any person donates his organs, he has to have two witnesses who will sign that yes, he is donating his organs. Okay, so these are the 2 points that you have to remember. Okay then. So goodbye to all of you. I hope you liked my video. Thank you.